मोदी जी। We extend a very hearty and warm welcome to the Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi जी। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है भारत के माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का। हार्दिक स्वागत है माननीय आपका। We also extend a warm welcome to the Governor of Gujarat, Shri O.P. Kohli, the Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Vijay Rupani, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Chandrababu Naidu, the Deputy Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Nitin Bhai Patel, and all the dignitaries on the dais. बहुत बहुत स्वागत है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी आपका। आपकी उपस्थिति हम सभी का उत्साहवर्धन कर रही है। नभ में भारत का परचम लहराने वाले, भारत को मंगलमय सौगातें देने वाले माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का स्वागत हम करना चाहते हैं। पोरबंदर का बना हुआ, बापू की भूमि का बना हुआ, जन्मभूमि का बना हुआ ये सूत का हार, इसकी सौगात माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को भेंट करना चाहते हैं। ये राष्ट्रीय पुरस्कार विजेता उनके तरफ से, मिनिस्ट्री की तरफ से ये खूबसूरत सौगात माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को। ये सूत का धागा, द सिंबल ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस, द सिंबल ऑफ आवर फ्रीडम स्ट्रगल। बापू की भूमि पोरबंदर से, और ये माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी गुजरात आए और हम कच्छ की भूमि से और गुजरात की भूमि से उन्हें ये बहुत ही सुंदर भेंट प्रदान कर रहे हैं। ये स्टोल माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी को स्नेहपूर्वक, आदरपूर्वक। और अब माननीय गवर्नर महोदय का भी स्वागत किया जाएगा। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का स्वागत गुजरात की इस पावन भूमि में। और अब हम माननीय गवर्नर श्री O.P. कोहली जी का भी स्वागत करना चाहते हैं। अतिथि देवो भव की परंपरा हमारे यहाँ बहुत पुरानी है। अतिथि सत्कार के संस्कार को हम कैसे भूल सकते हैं। राष्ट्रीय पुरस्कार विजेता है ये। हमारी आज़ादी की लड़ाई से जुड़ा हुआ सूत का धागा, और ये स्टोल कच्छ की धरती से गुजरात की धरती पर आए और पारंपरिक अंदाज में स्वागत ना हो, ऐसा कैसे हो सकता है। और अब हम स्वागत करना चाहते हैं माननीय मुख्यमंत्री गुजरात का उसी पारंपरिक ढंग से। कहते हैं मेघ और मेहमान बड़े भाग से पधारते हैं। सूत का धागा और कच्छ से ये स्टोल और सम्मानपूर्वक किताब भी भेंट की जा रही है। ऑनरेबल चीफ मिनिस्टर आंध्र प्रदेश श्री चंद्रबाबू नायडू का भी हम स्वागत करना चाहते हैं। हम घर पर आए अतिथि का दिल से अभिनंदन करते हैं। बापू की पावन यादें इस सूत के धागे से बनी हुई है। इसमें इतनी ताकत है जिसने हमें आज़ादी दिलाई। आज़ादी की जंग, आज़ादी की लड़ाई हमने जीती इस धागे की ताकत की बिना पर। और अब हम उप मुख्यमंत्री गुजरात आपका भी स्वागत करना चाहते हैं, माननीय श्री नितिन भाई पटेल। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के उज्जवल नेतृत्व में आज देश आगे बढ़ रहा है। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के उज्जवल नेतृत्व में तथा मंत्रालय में माननीय श्रीमती स्मृति ईरानी के प्रखर पहलों से अब टेक्सटाइल मंत्रालय नए नए कीर्तिमानों के रंगों से देश को सजा रहा है। May I request Honorable Srimati Smriti Irani to kindly deliver welcome address.
Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, my colleague, Minister of State, Shri Ajay Tamta, Honorable Ministers from the states of Assam, Karnataka, Telangana, Maharashtra, Jharkhand, captains of industry, textile enthusiasts, entrepreneurs, weavers, artisans, designers, ladies and gentlemen. We stand here today, witness to textile history being created at Mahatma Mandir, Gandhinagar, Gujarat, a temple built from the soil of each village of Gujarat, a temple built as a hallmark of pursuit of excellence in good governance, a temple dedicated to the legacy of Mahatma, who through a woven thread from his beloved charkha defined the destiny of our nation. Who would have thought that while people across continents rose up in arms against oppression, it would be in India that a piece of cloth, a fabric, which would become the expression of a nation's freedom. Today, we stand here at the threshold of creating history once again under the leadership of our dynamic Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Bhai Modi. Global citizens from 106 countries, 15,000 Indian entrepreneurs, 2,500 international buyers, delegates, representatives, artisans and weavers who enthrall us with their craft come together under one roof on this momentous occasion. Textiles India 2017 gives fillip to the Honorable Prime Minister's dream of Make in India. Textiles India 2017 gives a platform for global partnerships in order to benefit local businesses. Textiles India 2017 seeks to not only engage participants in conversations leading to strategic partnerships, thereby encouraging investments, it also seeks to bring together leaders in the global textile value chain on one platform to envision a glorious future for the Indian textiles industry. The next 3 days will unfold country sessions, state sessions, roundtables, conferences led by my colleagues in the Union Cabinet with the intention of engaging and understanding best global practices and reaffirming to the world the potential of the Indian textile industry. The 3 years under the BJP-led NDA government has witnessed the launch of the India Handloom brand by the Honorable Prime Minister in order to promote high-value handloom products with new designs complementing sustainable development goals that India is committed to. A special package announced under the aegis of the Honorable Prime Minister for apparel and made-ups seeks to boost exports by 1,94,000 crores and attract investment up to 74,000 crores. The government's commitment to ensure that technology enhances productivity has resulted in the approval of 17,822 crores for technology upgradation in textiles for the period 2015-2022. The Honorable Prime Minister's desire to ensure that our brothers and sisters in the northeast of India benefit from the fruits of development has resulted in commissioning of 21 apparel manufacturing sectors in a record 1 year time and 10,000 hectares of area brought under sericulture. The 19 textile parks sanctioned, facilitating investment of 64,000 crores, is a testimony to the government's commitment to enhance textile manufacturing capacity of India. Honorable Prime Minister's clarion call of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas encourages and emboldens the Textiles Ministry to give a human touch to the face of development so that for school and higher education needs of children of our weavers and artisans, the government now is able to commit 75% fee support through the National Open School and University systems. Ladies and gentlemen, Textiles India 2017 brings together textiles, traditions, and technology. It complements the Honorable Prime Minister's desire to strengthen the entire Indian textile value chain, the journey of farm to fiber, fiber to fabric, fabric to fashion, and fashion to foreign is now witnessing a resurgence. For we have once traveled on the Silk Road for centuries. Our muslin laced the fingers of many of foreign buyers, and today we resolve that together in the spirit of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we will reach new heights and new glories. Here's wishing all the participants my best and gratitude to the Honorable Prime Minister, our esteemed Chief Ministers, industry captains, who reaffirm their commitment to make in India textiles dreams with their kind blessings and their presence. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Madam. May I now request Mr. Richard Hill, CEO, UK IBC, to kindly address us.
Honourable Prime Minister, Honourable Chief Ministers, Honourable Ministers, distinguished speakers and delegates, I'm honoured and delighted to be in Gujarat for Textiles India 2017. This is indeed an inspired and inspiring platform for exploring opportunities and tie-ups across the vast value chain that is the textile sector in India. As Chief Executive of the UK-India Business Council, I focus on promoting bilateral trade and investment between UK and India. We, Prime Minister, are totally aligned with your vision for a UK-India economic future through the creation of a living bridge, achieving what you term quite rightly an unbeatable combination. The success and skills of the Indian textile sector is renowned throughout the world for its variety, quality, design, and skill. Many of the UK's leading companies are significant buyers of Indian textiles. Many of UK's leading fashion houses commission high-quality cloth from India's uniquely skilled artisans. And of course, many in the UK's important and vibrant NRI community are major importers of the textiles from India. UK-India trade in the textile sector is full of examples of exciting and flourishing commerce, and often these appear in unlikely places. This is a £50 note worth some 4,000 rupees. It's UK's highest denomination note. It's not made of paper, it's made of cotton, 100% cotton, and entirely sourced from India. It's printed in the UK and also embedded with 21st century technology. The UK is already heavily engaged and supportive of the Indian textile sector. The enlightened introduction of FDI in the sector and forthcoming introduction of GST will undoubtedly further increase this important element of UK-India trade. But Prime Minister, I am more ambitious. I want the UK and India to develop together new markets and new opportunities, specifically addressing gaps in R&D, broadening the types of fabric manufactured in India, and developing new markets in India and globally together. Make in India, absolutely. It will further empower, though, India's artisans and critically future-proof sustainable employment throughout India's textile supply chain. The opportunities for collaboration are legion. A lot of work is being done in the UK in the development of textiles which combine threads with nano-engineered particles, which not only improve functionality, but make possible the manufacture of textiles with entirely new properties, like UV blocking, microbionics, oil repellent and self-cleaning properties. At the same time, in other areas, piezoelectronic polymers, which create energy, can be woven into fabrics, creating exciting opportunities in a range of commercial sectors, automotives, for instance. And there are many more opportunities. And this is eminently achievable. The opportunity to capture and develop all these potentials build on an already existing ecosystem of research collaborations between India and the UK. We live in a world where we're fixated about tariffs and non-tariff barriers, but the exchange of ideas and technology through collaboration which underpins this development, they're not subject to such constraints. India and the UK already has the dialogues, the linkages, and indeed the funding in place to make this happen. I congratulate those who've organized India Textiles 2017. Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Chief Ministers, Honorable Minister, delegates, I look forward for the UK to work with India to grasp the opportunities that the future affords. And I wish all delegates participating in this excellent event success in your ambitions and endeavors over the next couple of days. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Richard Hield. अब हम श्री गौतम हरि सिंघानिया, चेयरमैन रेमंड से आग्रह करते हैं कि कृपया इस खास अवसर पर अपने विचार व्यक्त करें।
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Minister of Textiles Mrs. Irani, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat ji, Honorable Ministers of Government of India and the State of Gujarat and other states, senior officials of the government, and all industry delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to everybody. At the outset, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity of speaking at the coveted Textile India 2017. I would like to congratulate and appreciate the visionary and dynamic leadership of the Minister of Textile, Mrs. Smriti Irani, and an able team to organize this trade fair in India for the first time. The first of its kind forum is an unprecedented platform for the Indian textile industry to showcase its capabilities, products, and services. This kind of platform also opens up innumerable opportunities for exchange of ideas and innovations across companies and countries. 100 years ago, the vision of the father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi ji, turned the textile industry into the torchbearer of India's march towards self-reliance and independence. Today, the dynamic vision of our Honorable Prime Minister has once again given this industry an opportunity to play a central role in making India a global powerhouse. The domestic textile and apparel industry in India is estimated to double in size and reach to over $200 billion in the next 3 to 4 years. We are the 7th largest apparel exporter in the world with a share of 4% of the total apparel trade. The textile industry exports from India are also expected to double by 2021. The textile sector is the most employment-friendly sector as it creates nearly 5,000 jobs for every 100 crore rupees invested in the apparel sector. In comparison, other sectors like steel or automobiles create far less job per dollar invested. I can also say with pride that in over 9 decades of its existence, Raymond has been at the forefront of the textile industry evolution. We currently manufacture more than 110 million meters of fabric and 9 million garments in India. For worsted textiles, we're in the top 3 manufacturers in the world. With our recent capacity addition, we are on our way to become one of the top 5 suit manufacturers in the world. We are the largest retail network in the country, with over 1,000 stores across 400 towns and cities, and we employ more than 30,000 people in the ecosystem. At Raymond, we are inspired by our Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Make in India, Kapas se Kapda, Skill India, and Khadi for Fashion and Khadi for Nation. As part of the Make in India initiative, Raymond has augmented its capacity in its existing denim business by 7 million meters and 6 million meters in the shirting business. Additionally, we are setting up a greenfield project in textiles in a park in Amravati. In the first phase of development, 4 million meters of linen capacity is being commissioned by the end of this year. I am proud to say that this project has been one of the fastest turnaround from MOU to commercial production from the Make in India conclave in 2016. Raymond is wholeheartedly committed to nation building by continuing to make in India for the years to come. In line with the vision of promoting Khadi, Raymond has embarked on an ambitious mission to position this fabric of our nation. This will create multiple employment opportunities and will empower the artisans, especially women in rural India. Raymond will undertake design innovations at Khadi manufacturing clusters across the country, providing the artisans insights into the latest fashion trends. The strategic partnership with new open doors for Khadi through numerous Raymond outlets across the country, as well, we select international markets and leading e-commerce portals. We will procure all the Khadi varieties and then send it to our manufacturing facilities for finishing processes, ensuring superior product handle and finish. The story, Respun, signifies the value addition done by us in the entire value chain of the Khadi production. This initiative is expected to impact 10,000 Khadi artisans and generate 3 million additional man-hours of employment. To keep succeeding at a global level, the need for skilling India in professions such as tailoring are vital to the success of this industry. At Raymond, we have already pioneered a successful tailoring skill model with a public-private partnership over the last few years. Besides running 5 tailoring institutes, we are also setting up 40 franchise tailoring hubs across India, 9 of which are already operational. Currently, thousands of tailors are passing out of the Raymond-run institutes and earning livelihoods by doing high-value tailoring quality jobs. Additionally, Raymond will expand its retail footprint by additional 500 stores in the next 3 years. All these initiatives are not only expected to create 20,000 more jobs in the Raymond ecosystem, but will also impact upliftment of over 100,000 tailors and their families. We at Raymond are proud to be part of the vibrant textile industry of our great nation and are humbly contributing to the growth of the textile industry and the Indian GDP. Finally, I would like to congratulate our Honorable Prime Minister and the entire Government of India for introducing the biggest transformational tax reform in India, GST. It will create a seamless and inclusive business environment that will enable exponential growth in the economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Singhania. May I now invite Mr. K.M. Birla, Chairman Aditya Birla Group, to kindly address us.
The Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, Honorable Governor of Gujarat, Shri O.P. Kohli ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Vijay Rupani ji, Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Chandrababu Naidu, Honorable Textile Union Minister, Srimati Smriti Irani, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, it is indeed an honor to be in the midst of this august gathering at India's first ever Mega Textiles Trade Fair. Aditya Birla Group is, I believe, uniquely positioned today across the entire forest to fashion value chain. Over $5 billion of revenues flow from our textile businesses. We have 5 state-of-the-art R&D centers, and our business in textiles is anchored by over 45,000 employees. Our operations are spread across 8 countries, 20 manufacturing facilities, and we take pride in taking India to the world. I, as a participant of the textile business, take great pride in the Indian textile industry and its rich heritage, which flows from generations of deep knowledge, skills, and innovation. I'd like to applaud our Honorable Prime Minister for his vision and foresight in putting Indian textiles center stage today. The industry today is over $110 billion and remains the second largest employer after agriculture, generating employment for over 105 million people. India contributes 6% to the global textile trade, despite having the largest weaving capacity and the second largest fiber and yarn capacities globally. It is very heartening that the Government of India, under the visionary leadership of the Honorable Prime Minister, envisions increasing the industry's size to $650 billion by 2025 and garnering a 20% share in global textile trade. Increasing disposable incomes and emergence of new consumer segments, I believe, present significant growth opportunities. This, along with the government's inclination towards skill development and promoting innovation, augurs very well for the Indian textile industry. What is also interesting is that we are witnessing a historic opportunity unfold as global markets shift away from China. Their exports have reduced by more than $20 billion in the last 3 years, and at the same pace, we may see an additional $50 billion vacating China by 2025. This puts India at the cusp of reshaping the textile industry's national significance. Importantly, I believe our aspiration should now be to make India the textiles capital of the world. Achieving this will require a step change from all of us, the stakeholders here, to pivot the scale, efficiency, and sophistication of India's textile system. I believe the building blocks needed to leverage and make most of this opportunity are already in place. India has large fiber players with a fragmented downstream value chain. Investments are therefore required in establishing integrated processing and garmenting capabilities, and indeed creating world-leading garment brands. I believe we must step up the rigor in capability and skill development to deliver world-class productivity. Building on our strong heritage of innovation, we must also increase our investments in state-of-the-art research and development. While we focus on accelerated growth for the organized textile industry, I believe it is also necessary to ensure that the unique crafts and traditions of the handloom sector are also nurtured. They embody the rich cultural heritage and traditions of India. They also provide livelihood to some of the weakest sections of our society. I want to share two recent examples of the work done by our textiles business. Some of you may be aware of the brand of fabric called Liva, launched by our VSF business. Liva is a fabric which is made by a close-knit chain of accredited partners, spinners, weavers, knitters, and fabricators, by adhering to strict quality standards set by us. The business works with these partners to focus on their capability development to deliver world-class capability fabric. This is supported by a strong communication strategy which creates a consumer pull by building visibility and positioning Liva as an aspirational brand. We have witnessed good adoption within 2 years of its launch, and it has created a salutary impact. Carrying forward the philosophy of partnering with society to create sustainable livelihood is the group's initiative, Adyam Handwoven. Our vision is to preserve and grow the rich Indian heritage of handwoven textiles by creating a sustainable ecosystem for weavers. Adyam enables the weavers to upgrade design and access markets both in India and overseas, while ensuring that the artisan, who is at the heart of the product, is truly benefited for his or her skills. Let me conclude by saying that the Honorable Prime Minister's vision for this vital sector can fruition through a seamless partnership between industry and government. Towards this, the Textiles India 2017 Mega Trade Fair, I believe, is a great step forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Birla. May I now invite Mr. David Cummings, President and CEO, US Polo, for his address.
Honorable Prime Minister Modi and Minister of Textile and all the distinguished guests and speakers, I'm pleased to be invited to your first Textile India, and also it's my pleasure to represent the United States Polo Association and its subsidiary company, USPA Global Licensing. The US Polo Association brand is the official product of the United States Polo Association, which serves as the national governing body of the sport of polo in the United States. The US Polo Association brand has a $1.5 billion footprint worldwide, with its products sold in over 135 countries. Our licensees, including Arvind Brands, produce a full collection of men's, women, and kids' apparel, along with accessories like small leather goods, watches, eyewear, home products. We truly value our relationship with Arvind Brands. They've done an outstanding job with the brand here in India, and they are one of the top 3 licensees worldwide. One of the reasons why we enjoy doing business with Arvind and manufacturing product here is because they are from fiber to fabric and from fabric to garments. They are end-to-end. They're able to design, they're able to source wholesale distribution as well as operate at retail. Their concept is in keeping or in line with our global thinking, especially in marketing and design. And actually, many of our designs come from the innovation of Arvind's design team. As an example, the Kita and denim products are used in and sold at some of the US Polo ASSN Denim Co. stores right here in India. And I'd like to say that Arvind Brands is the most innovative of all of our licensees around the world. I want to compliment you on introducing the GTS concept, which is a very aggressive step here in India And not only will it be good for India, but I believe it'll be good for our brand as well. India's emerging market, a growing younger consumer with increasing consumer disposable income, which we think is a great opportunity for the U.S. Polo brand here in India. Arvind Brands operates some 300 U.S. Polo monobrand stores here in India. They represent 1/3 of the total U.S. Polo retail stores worldwide. By the time this time next year, our goal is to have 1,000 U.S. Polo retail stores worldwide, and Arvind will be instrumental in achieving that goal. The Polo brand, sold here in India, grosses in excess of 200 million with over 1,000 POSs, and Arvind employs some 3,000 to 5,000 employees, both directly and indirectly. Arvind has accomplished more in the last 7 years with the U.S. Polo brand than Levi has done in the last 25 years, and we applaud them for that. We applaud, Prime Minister, your leadership as it relates to the focus on the textile industry here in India. We encourage all of our licensees to manufacture here because of the quality of fabric and construction. And through your leadership and focus on innovation and technology, I believe that India will become the largest, if not one of the largest, textile countries in the world. Thank you.
थैंक यू सो मच। अब हमारा अनुरोध है श्री संजय लाल भाई CMD अरविंद लिमिटेड से कि कृपया अपने उद्गार प्रकट करें।
Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Bhai Modi, His Excellency Governor of Gujarat Shri O.P. Kohli, Shri Vijay Rupani, Honorable Chief Minister Gujarat, Srimati Smriti Irani, Honorable Union Minister of Textiles, Shri Ajay Tamta, Honorable Minister of State for Textiles, Shri Chandrababu Naidu, Honorable Minister of Andhra Pradesh, dignitaries on the dais, my industry colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you. At the outset, I heartily congratulate and thank the Honorable Prime Minister for his leadership in making GST a reality. This is a historic, bold, and transformative economic reform that will remove barrier between the states, one nation, one tax. This progressive and simple GST for the entire textile value chain will help integrate the informal sector and provide everybody a level playing field, especially those who are compliant, both big and small. Along with the other policy initiatives taken by the government, this move will push the Indian textile industry to become modern and globally more competitive. At 100 billion plus, the Indian textile industry is second only to China and offers a huge potential for us to develop and grow on multiple fronts like world-scale garmenting, innovation, sustainability, and growth in the fields like man-made fibers and technical textiles. This is expected to create an additional 20 million jobs in the country and contribute to the GDP and export earnings. Shri Modi ji, you have also been explicitly supportive of the traditional artisans and craftsmen, providing a much-needed boost to our unique textile tradition. This has not only sustained livelihoods, but has put the Indian textile aesthetic on the global map. With GST in place, along with a set of forward-looking policy initiatives, we, the textile industry, pledge our unstinting support to your ambitious and visionary Make in India initiative. Textiles India 2017 is a great platform that brings all participants of the value chain together for exchange of ideas, trade, and collaboration. I thank Srimati Smriti Irani for putting together this world-class event. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sanjay Lalbhai. May I now invite Mr. Kehak Sang, Chairman, Korean Federation of Textile Industries, to kindly address us.
Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi, His Excellency Governor of Gujarat, Shri O.P. Kohli, Honorable Chief Minister Gujarat, Shri Vijay Rupani, the Union Textile Minister Smriti Irani, distinguished guests, and ladies and gentlemen. I am truly honored to be invited and speak at this venue in vibrant Gujarat. My last visit to India was in Jaipur to attend International Textile Manufacturers Federation conference in November last year. I have then appreciated Indian government and industry's sincere intent to make the nation's textile and apparel industry better positioned in the global market. Furthermore, I am very honored to visit this Indian province, which is famously known for being the hometown of Mahatma Gandhi and the roots for independence movement. Also, where economic and industrial reform of modern India is taking place. I am also pleased to recognize the remarkable Indian GDP growth of over 7% last 3 years and government's strong initiative to support the trend. At this time, I'm leading Korean delegates to seek opportunities and strengthen the ties between India and Korea for accelerating trade and investment in textile and apparel sector by enhancing collaboration to secure larger share of global textile market jointly. I have looked into the possibility of Korean investment in India recently before my departure for this journey. In Korea, regrettably, people are still mindful of POSCO's failed investment project in Orissa. India is known to be one of the countries that exercises frequent trade remedy measures against Korean textile exports. While India has restricted majority of textile products with high tariffs, there are still many barriers against trade and investment in textile sectors between Korea and India. Let me discuss status of Korean textile and apparel industry. While Korean textile industry exports meager $14 billion per year, its overseas facility of nearly 6,000 facilities export more than $20 billion. There are numerous Korean investments technical assistance projects in China, Vietnam, Indonesia, Bangladesh, and Central America that are supporting respective countries' textile industries in bringing their products and services to world market. India is perhaps the largest producer of cotton goods in the world, but the textile industry's current trend is with the production of high-performance synthetic fibers, textiles, or a blend of synthetic fiber and traditional cotton. Effective cotton goods production itself is not a key for success in the global market. We know by now India also joined the market with polyester products to broaden their product portfolio. Bilateral textile trade, there are plenty of rooms for expansion and improvement. I believe that both of our governments should upgrade the textile provisions of Korea-India CEPA with the CEPA with a strategic perspective to increase trade volume, promote investment, and ultimately enhance exports to the world market jointly. In the medium term, Korea and India should set a mutual goal of reaching $2 billion in mutual trade goal of reaching $2 billion in textile and apparel trade, which is about a quarter of our current volume with China, with its $8 billion of business. Korea recently became a net importer of textile and apparel trade, and India should also make efforts to improve supply to domestic market through cooperation with Korea by developing joint research and development of products. I came to this venue with 50 business delegates consist of Korean textile and apparel business people with successful track record in overseas investment. Korea has well-developed textile clusters like Daegu and some other cities. Mainly about 20 of our Daegu companies came here to attend this venue. In my personal opinion, if Korean textile clusters, with the support of both government, Indian and Korean government and industry, could develop similar clusters in India to assist Indian export to global market. It could be a win-win strategy for both countries by utilizing vast network of Korean industry well connected to the world market. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to express my heartfelt gratitude for the efforts and cooperation demonstrated by Indian Ministry of Textiles, especially Ambassador Bikram Doraiswamy worked very hard to make our visit successful. And also, Honorable Secretary Rashmi Verma personally visited Seoul to invite us. Thank you very much. I hope this venue, as well as this Textile India 2017, has a great harvest going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Kehaksang. May I now invite Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Chandrababu Naidu, for his address.
Honorable Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi ji, His Excellency, Governor of Gujarat, Sri O.P. Kohli, Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Gujarat, Vijay Rupani ji, Union Minister for Textiles, Srimati Smriti Irani ji, Union Minister of State for Textiles, Ajay Tamta ji, dignitaries of the dais, national, international participants in the conference, and friends. I am extremely happy to be a part of this mega event. Generally, if you organize a meeting, investors meeting, if all sit together also, we may not attract this type of audience. So many participants are participating today. If you see here, international buyers, 2,500, international exhibitors and domestic exhibitors, 1,000, and also 15,000 visitors are participating in this seminar, in this convention. Just now, our Honorable Prime Minister has inaugurated the exhibition, one of the best show. Really appreciate the Ministry of Textiles for organizing this extraordinary Textile Expo 2017. It is an honor to, and also if you see, standing here today, I would like to place on record my appreciation of the efforts of the Honorable Prime Minister in promoting the textiles of India. In fact, he has personally become an ambassador of the Indian textiles and has actively been promoting Khadi. Khadi has now caught up as a fashion trend too. For example, today, Instagram is full of fashion designers and youngsters who take pride in promoting their Khadi creations and clothes. This is entirely, I can attribute to our Honorable Prime Minister. He is talking and also he is promoting. The father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, believed that India cottage industries are essential for creating strong and self-sufficient economy. Today, this textile and apparel sector is the second largest source of employment in India after agriculture. The sector alone employs nearly 51 million people directly and over 68 million people indirectly. It also accounts for over 10% of the country's manufacturing production, 5% of India's GDP, and 13% of India's exports earnings. Being the second largest textile fiber producer in the world, and with the largest cotton and jute production, India should leverage its strength to enhance manufacturing output and employment generation. I am confident our Honorable Prime Minister has promoted Skill India, Digital India, Make in India. Now he has brought GST. Tomorrow onwards, one nation, one tax. That is our slogan. It is going to happen. So with all these developments, India is very strong. We are having excellent youngsters. India is young in the world. Technology, we are very strong. And also largest market. These are all our legacy, our ancient skills. If you see our skills, I don't have any doubt about it in future. There will be a premium price for all our skills. Just now, one supplier who is doing handloom, he got orders for 5-10 years. That is the demand for our skills now. Now our skills have become a fashion for the world. I don't have any doubt about it. Today there is a disruptive technologies. So many disruptive technologies are coming. All old industries sometimes are becoming irrelevant, but I am confident textiles and apparels should remain forever with more and more demand. That is my confidence. This sector will survive even for future forever. With regard to Andhra Pradesh, it is a new state. With the blessings of our Honorable Prime Minister and Government of India, we are moving forward. Being a new state, we are number one in ease of doing business. We are number one in attracting foreign investment. And also we are number one on e-governance. We are using technology and other things. And at the same time, textiles, we are having inherent strength. This is one of the important prime sector we are concentrating today. We are having cotton production, textile manufacturing. From cotton to apparel, we wanted to move. We wanted to promote total ecosystem in apparel manufacturing and textile. And you can say anything in this sector, we want to achieve all these things. Sericulture, we are very strong. Around 83,000 acres of sericulture we are cultivating. Now it is doing very well. Now on sericulture also, we are going to do extremely well in the near future. And also handicrafts. We are very strong in handicrafts. India is very strong. There is a lot of potential for handicrafts and also handloom. Even Kondapalli, 400 years history, very light wood, excellent toys are coming. Even A to Kopaka, this is another one of the best designs are coming. Even Kalamkari, natural colors, we are doing extremely well. These are all the areas we are very strong, apart from so many areas. Now here, all buyers are here, manufacturers are here, and investors are here. India being the biggest market in the world, and also our friends have rightly mentioned, India is going at the rate of 7% growth rate. I don't have any doubt, even our Honorable Prime Minister leadership, it may grow double-digit growth in the near future. I don't have any doubt about it. I can say very proudly, India is only the country which is having a potential to grow double-digit growth, not 1 or 2 years, another 2 decades. That is my confidence that is going to happen. Ultimately, India will emerge as 1 or 2 economies in the world. Our modern architect, our Prime Minister is here. His wish is to make India as a developed India and also modern India. I don't have any doubt it is going to happen in the near future. And at the same time, textiles, it is very, very important sector. Second largest employment generation. If we wanted to achieve inclusive growth rate, then naturally all of us has to focus on textiles, apparel, and also total ecosystem with the technologies, everything. So with this conference, I am very happy. You are going to give so many solutions, so many technologies, so many best practices. Ultimately, you are going to buy all our products to different countries. India is having that capacity to supply textiles, apparels all over the world. I wish all the best for all of you. I wish Gujarat is a very dynamic state. We want to little bit compete with Gujarat in the near future. But under our Honorable Prime Minister, he has developed very well. Even this Gandhi Mandir, Mahatma Mandir, we are seeing one of the best technology. He is always a visionary, big visionary, great visionary. That is how he created this Mahatma Mandir, one of the most effective way to depict our Gandhiji's vision here. If you see here, everything will speak about Gandhi. So I wish all the best for all of you. Thank you one and all.
थैंक यू सर। गुजरात के ऊर्जावान मुख्यमंत्री माननीय श्री विजय रूपाणी से अब हम आग्रह करते हैं कि कृपया अपने विचार प्रकट करें।
भारत के विकास पुरुष और हृदय सम्राट प्रधानमंत्री आदरणीय नरेंद्र भाई मोदी जी, गुजरात के गवर्नर आदरणीय कोहली जी, आंध्र के मुख्यमंत्री आदरणीय चंद्राबाबू नायडू जी, भारत सरकार के टेक्सटाइल मंत्री आदरणीय स्मृति ईरानी जी, MOS माननीय अजय टामटा जी, मंचस्थ सब महानुभाव, उपस्थित भाई और बहनों, अंतर्राष्ट्रीय शिखर सम्मेलन टेक्सटाइल इंडिया 2017 के इस अवसर पर सभी प्रतिनिधियों को मैं हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। भारत का टेक्सटाइल कैपिटल, ये वाइब्रेंट गुजरात की धरती है और इस भव्य शिखर सम्मेलन में अतिथि सत्कार का सौभाग्य गुजरात को मिला है, इसलिए हम सब भाग्यशाली है और इस सौभाग्य गुजरात को प्राप्त हुआ है। मैं भारत सरकार का भी आभार प्रकट करता हूं। टेक्सटाइल भारत के सबसे पुराने उद्योग में से एक है। हड़प्पन संस्कृति के समय से भारत कापड़ का व्यापार भारत से होता हुआ है। ऐसा कहा जाता है कि 10वीं सदी के इजिप्ट के अवशेषों में भी गुजरात के बनाए गई बांधनी पाया गया है। 15वीं शताब्दी में चीन और अफ्रीका के साथ भारत का कापड़ व्यापार काफी बढ़ चुका था और आज भी विश्व भर में भारत कापड़ का दूसरा सबसे बड़ा निर्यात देश है। टेक्सटाइल उद्योग रोजगार के मामले में भी कृषि के बाद दूसरा सबसे बड़ा सेक्टर है। टेक्सटाइल क्षेत्र कॉटन, जूट, लिनन, वूल जैसे रॉ मटेरियल के जरिए कृषि से भी जुड़ा हुआ है। हस्तकला और हाथ की बुनाई भारत के ग्रामीण इलाकों में पूरक रोजगारी की दृष्टि से भी अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण है। टेक्सटाइल क्षेत्र के विकास से महिलाओं का ऑर्गेनाइज सेक्टर में जोड़ने का काम भी टेक्सटाइल से होता है। भारतीय कपड़ा उद्योग की शक्ति सब राज्यों से है। हमें खुशी है कि आंध्र प्रदेश, असम, मध्य प्रदेश, महाराष्ट्र, उड़ीसा, पश्चिम बंगाल ने इस कार्यक्रम में पार्टनर स्टेट के रूप में भी हिस्सा लिया है। ये सम्मेलन कपड़ा क्षेत्र में अवसरों और चुनौतियों पर केंद्रित विचार विमर्श, बिजनेस के बीच साझेदारी बनाने में सहायता करेगा। गुजरात के उद्योगों अन्य राज्यों के प्रतिनिधियों के साथ B2B और B2G बातचीत से भी लाभान्वित होंगे। गुजरात एक तरीके के भारत का टेक्सटाइल कैपिटल कहा जाता है। गुजरात भारत में मैन मेड कपड़ा और मैन मेड फाइबर का सबसे बड़ा उत्पादक राज्य है। भारत के मैन मेड कपड़ा के उत्पादन में 38% योगदान गुजरात का है और गुजरात का सूरत शहर भारत के 8 सिल्क फैब्रिक्स में अकेले 50% योगदान सूरत का है। कॉटन के उत्पादन के मामले में गुजरात देश में सबसे शीर्ष स्थान पर है, वैश्विक स्तर पर तीसरे स्थान पर है और देश के 33% कॉटन गुजरात में उत्पादन होता है। अहमदाबाद में 19वीं सदी में 2500 स्पिंडल के साथ कॉटन टेक्सटाइल मिल की स्थापना हुई थी। मुझे कहते हुए आनंद है कि गुजरात में जब हमारे प्रधानमंत्री यहाँ मुख्यमंत्री थे तब 2012 में लगभग 12 लाख स्पिंडल की क्षमता बन गई थी और वर्ष 2016 में ये बढ़कर 35 लाख से अधिक स्पिंडल्स ये गुजरात में हो गए हैं। गुजरात में कापड़ उद्योगों को नई गति प्रदान करने के हेतु आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने वर्ष 2012 में अपने मुख्यमंत्री कार्यकाल के दौरान गुजरात में टेक्सटाइल पॉलिसी लॉन्च की थी। इस नीति के तहत फार्म से लेकर फैब्रिक और फैब्रिक से लेकर फॉरेन तक के संपूर्ण वैल्यू चेन को फाइनेंशियल और फिजिकल सपोर्ट प्रदान किया गया। ये पॉलिसी टेक्नोलॉजी अपग्रेडेशन, स्किल डेवलपमेंट, टेक्सटाइल पार्क्स, क्लस्टर के विकास तथा क्षमता के विस्तार के लिए सहयोग प्रदान करती है। इस पॉलिसी का यह सकारात्मक परिणाम है कि आज गुजरात में 28 से अधिक टेक्सटाइल पार्क्स मौजूद है। हम 25 से अधिक ITI में टेक्सटाइल और गारमेंट की ट्रेनिंग दे रहे हैं। पिछले 4 साल में टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर में 29,500 करोड़ रुपए से अधिक मूड़ी निवेश किया गया है। यह इस पॉलिसी की देन है कि हम 15 लाख से अधिक रोजगार के अवसर पैदा करने में सफल हुए हैं। राज्य में 24 लाख अधिक स्पिंडल लगाई गई और साथ ही बुनाई, कढ़ाई, टेक्निकल टेक्सटाइल और गारमेंट की क्षमता में भी 35% अधिक विकास हुआ है। शायद सब लोग जानते हैं कि गुजरात देश के टेक्निकल टेक्सटाइल आउटपुट में 25% से ज्यादा गुजरात का योगदान है और आदरणीय मोदी जी द्वारा लॉन्च की गई टेक्सटाइल पॉलिसी में हम टेक्निकल टेक्सटाइल और स्मार्ट टेक्सटाइल और गारमेंटिंग को बढ़ावा देने के लिए कहीं नक्कर प्रयास कर रहे हैं। इस परिप्रेक्ष्य में इस मेगा टेक्सटाइल ट्रेड फेयर का आयोजन गुजरात में करने के लिए मैं माननीय कापड़ मंत्री स्मृति ईरानी को अभिनंदन देता हूं और इस इवेंट टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्रीज में नेटवर्किंग और बेस्ट प्रैक्टिसेस के आदान प्रदान के लिए एक आदर्श मंच है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि गुजरात के टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्रीज को इस इवेंट से बड़े पैमाने पर लाभ होगा और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी के नेतृत्व में देश में टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर का विकास की नई ऊंचाई पर पहुंचाएंगे और गुजरात देश के टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्रीज के विकास में महत्वपूर्ण सहयोगी साबित होगा। मैं फिर एक बार गुजरात में आप सभी का हृदयपूर्वक पूरे सम्मान के साथ स्वागत करता हूं और आशा करता हूं कि आप गुजरात के अतिथि सत्कार और खान पान शॉपिंग संस्कृति का अवश्य लाभ उठाएंगे। आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है गुजरात में। जय हिंद, जय जय गरवी गुजरात।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय। उजालों की नई नई मिसालों से मेरा देश निखर रहा है, मेरा देश बदल रहा है, आगे बढ़ रहा है। ये हम सभी भारतीय महसूस कर रहे हैं कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने देश को विश्व में विशेष बना दिया है। न्यू इंडिया के ताने बाने में बुने हम सबके सपने पूरे करने की दिशा में वस्त्र मंत्रालय भी अब कटिबद्ध है। माननीय, May I request the Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, to kindly address us and guide us.
Governor of Gujarat, Shri O.P. Kohli, Chief Minister of Gujarat, Shri Vijay Rupani ji, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Chandrababu Naidu, Union Minister of Textiles, Srimati Smriti Irani, other distinguished dignitaries on the dais, captains of industry from India and abroad, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, टेक्सटाइल इंडिया 2017 आप सभी का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। अभी मैं एग्जीबिशन का उद्घाटन करके आ रहा हूं। मैं लंबे अरसे तक यहां मुख्यमंत्री रहा हूं। यहां बहुत सारे एग्जीबिशन का उद्घाटन का भी मौका मिला है, देखने का भी मौका मिला है, लेकिन मैं आज कह सकता हूं कि अब तक जितने ही एग्जीबिशन यहाँ गांधीनगर में हुए हैं, शायद ये उससे कई गुना उत्तम ये एग्जीबिशन है। और जो पार्टिसिपेंट्स हैं, दुनिया के देश भी और भारत के राज्य भी, शायद 2 दिन तक अंदर हम घूमते फिरें तो भी शायद समय कम पड़ जाए, और अगर कुछ खरीदने के लिए जाने का इरादा लेकर के जाएं, डेबिट कार्ड होगा तो ठीक है, वरना फिर जेब तो खाली हो ही जाएगा। एक से बढ़कर एक भारत के हर कोने की विशेषता एक साथ देखने का अवसर है। और देखने के बाद मैंने हमारे टेक्सटाइल मिनिस्टर स्मृति जी से और विजय जी से आग्रह किया कि इसको जरा ज़्यादा दिनों तक अगर खुला रख सकते हैं तो कोशिश कीजिए। गुजरात और गुजरात बाहर से लोग अगर इसको देखने के लिए आ सके तो प्रयास कीजिए, और खास करके महिलाओं को जरूर ले आइए। टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर में ये अब तक का देश का सबसे बड़ा कार्यक्रम है, जिसमें से दुनिया के 100 से ज्यादा देशों ने अपनी उपस्थिति दर्ज कराई है। मैं टेक्सटाइल मिनिस्ट्री, इस कार्यक्रम के आयोजकों, इसमें हिस्सा लेने आए उद्यमियों, कारीगरों, इन सबको हृदय से बहुत बहुत शुभकामना देता हूं, बधाई देता हूं। मुझे खुशी है कि पहली बार केंद्र और देश की अलग अलग राज्य सरकारें टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री से जुड़े लोग, ये तीनों ने एकजुट होकर के और इस मेगा इंटरनेशनल इवेंट के जरिए पूरी दुनिया को भारतीय टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री की संभावनाएं, उसकी क्षमताएं, उसका एक परिचय कम समय में एक ही स्थान पर करवा दिया है। टेक्सटाइल एक ऐसा क्षेत्र है जो एग्रीकल्चर और इंडस्ट्री के बीच एक अद्भुत ब्रिज की तरह काम करता है। कपास की खेती हो, सिल्क का उत्पादन हो, इनका एंड प्रोडक्ट बहुत कुछ टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर पर निर्भर करता है। किसानों की मेहनत से उपजे रॉ मटेरियल को बाजार मुहैया कराने का काम टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर करता है। यानी एक तरह से टेक्सटाइल, एग्रो और इंडस्ट्री दोनों का ही पार्ट है। टेक्सटाइल की गाड़ी उन 2 पटरी पर चलती है, जिसमें एक पटरी किसानी है, किसान है, और दूसरी पटरी उद्योग है, इंडस्ट्री है, इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट है। भारत के इतिहास में अगर किसी एक इंडस्ट्री का महत्व सदियों से रहा है तो वो है टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री। हजारों वर्ष पूर्व अगर हम हमारे पुराने शास्त्रों को देखें तो भारत के शास्त्रों में वस्त्रों की महिमा का जिक्र होता रहा है सैकड़ों वर्ष। और उससे पहले से ये इंडस्ट्री दूसरे देशों के साथ व्यापार का मुख्य आधार रही है। जिन रास्तों से कपड़ों और धागों को दूसरे देश ले जाया जाता था उन रास्तों के नाम भी किसी न किसी धागे के नाम पर प्रचलित हो गए थे। सिल्क रूट, आपने शब्द सुना होगा, सिल्क रूट। इन रास्तों से कितने ही विदेशी दार्शनिक भारत को समझने के लिए यहां आए और भारतीय संस्कृति की महानता का दर्शन करके वो अपने देश लौट गए। अपने साहित्य में भी उन्होंने भारतीय वस्त्रों और टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री की ताकत को प्रमुखता से जगह दी है। अलग अलग टाइम पीरियड में हमारे देश के साहित्य में भी इसकी छाप नजर आती रही है। करीब 1.5 साल पहले चेन्नई में जब पहली बार नेशनल हैंडलूम डे का समारोह था उस समय मुझे बनारस के एक बुनकर भाई ने एक स्टॉल दिया था। शायद वो आज यहां बैठे होंगे। हाँ, ये हाथ ऊपर किया इस तरह। और उसमें कबीरदास जी की एक प्रसिद्ध दोहा हाथ से काढ़ा हुआ उसके अंदर लिखा हुआ था। उस दोहे की कुछ पंक्तियां हैं। जीनी जीनी बीनी चदरिया, काहे के ताना काहे के भरनी, कौन तार से बीनी चदरिया। कबीर जो खुद सूत काटते थे, कपड़ा बुनते थे, कपड़ा रंगते भी थे और उन्होंने अपने न केवल काम में जीवन की सच्चाई को तलाशा और उसी से शब्द दे करके अपने दोहों में जीवन के उस शास्त्र को अभिव्यक्त किया। साथियों, वस्त्र हमारे देश की सांस्कृतिक विविधता से भी जुड़े रहे हैं, या कह सकते हैं कि वस्त्र हमारे देश की सांस्कृतिक विविधता का प्रतीक रहे हैं। कितने ही शहरों और क्षेत्रों की पहचान वहां की टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री के कारण बनी है। कांचीपुरम, बनारस या असम का सिल्क जग मशहूर है। कश्मीर का पश्मीना और जामावर का काम हो, बंगाल की मुस्लिन हो, लखनऊ में चिकन का काम हो, ओडिशा और तेलंगाना में हाथ से बिना हुआ इक्कट हो, गुजरात में पाटन का पटोला हो या कच्छ की शाल हो, ये सैकड़ों वर्षों से अपने अपने इलाके को पहचान देते रहे हैं। ऐसी विविधता आपको दुनिया में किसी और देश में कभी भी नहीं मिल सकती है। Ladies and gentlemen, India is today described as the bright spot in the global economy. It has emerged as one of the most attractive global investment destinations. This has been made possible by a series of sustained policy initiatives. More than 7,000, you'll be surprised, more than 7,000 reforms have been implemented to improve the ease of doing business. Processes have been simplified and made transparent. Government has repealed over 1,200 outdated laws. एक दिन में एक से ज्यादा कानून मैंने खत्म किए हैं. These are just a few examples. Consequently, India has moved up by 32 places in the last 2 years in the Global Competitiveness Index of the World Economic Forum. This is the highest for any country. India moved up 19 places on the World Bank Logistic Performance Index of 2016. We have also moved up 16 places on the Global Innovation Index of the World Intellectual Property Organization in 2016. We are third among the top 10 FDI destinations listed by the United Nations Conference of Trade and Development. Based on the Make in India initiative, the organized textile industry is being infused with the mantras of skill, scale, speed, and zero defect, zero effect for scaling up employment, production, and exports. We have one of the most liberal investment policies for foreign investment in the textile and apparel sector. We allow 100% FDI automatic route in textile and apparel sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the textiles industry has a pivotal position in the Indian economy. It is strong and competitive across the value chain. India has an abundant supply of raw material like cotton, wool, silk, jute, and man-made fiber. In fact, it is the world's largest producer of cotton and jute and second largest producer of man-made fiber. This provides us the distinct advantage of backward integration which many other countries may not have. In addition, India has strong spinning, weaving, knitting, and apparel manufacturing capacities. Young skilled labor is available at a reasonable cost. Our high economic growth has resulted in higher disposable income. The resulting higher demand for products offers a huge domestic market. Ours is a nation of aspirational youth who wish to spend on textiles, apparel, and handcrafted lifestyle products. The domestic market for apparel and lifestyle products, currently estimated at $85 billion, is expected to reach $160 billion by 2025. This growth will be driven by the rising middle class. There is also a high global demand for textile and apparel manufactured in our country. India is the world's second largest exporter of textiles. Indian textiles, including traditional handloom and handicraft products, are exported to more than 100 countries. Sometimes, Indian tourists buy garments abroad, only to realize later that they have been made in India. दुनिया के किसी देश में खरीदते हैं और घर आकर के बारीकी से देखते हैं तो पता चलता है ये तो मेड इन इंडिया था और मैं लेकर के वहां से आया, रुपये का माल डॉलर में खरीद के आया. The textile sector offers significant employment opportunities. It is today our second largest employer after agriculture. Over 45 million people are employed directly in the sector and over 60 million people are employed in allied activities. और इसी को ध्यान में रखते हुए इस सरकार में टेक्सटाइल सेक्टर पर विशेष ध्यान दिया जा रहा है. पिछले वर्ष एक टेक्सटाइल पैकेज दिया गया है जिसके तहत अप्रैल और मेडअप सेक्टर को मजबूती दी जा रही है. सरकार ने तय किया है कि अप्रैल और मेडअप सेक्टर में जो भी कंपनी या कारोबारी नए लेबरर्स को, नए श्रमिकों को रोजगार देते हैं, उन्हें आर्थिक मदद सरकार की तरफ से दी जाएगी. लेकिन आर्थिक मदद का तरीका यह होगा कि वो जिस भी कर्मचारी को रखेंगे उनके एम्प्लॉय प्रोविडेंट फंड में कंपनी की तरफ से जो 12% राशि दी जाती है उसे सरकार खुद वहन करेगी. इसका फायदा ये होगा कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा श्रमिक फॉर्मल सेक्टर में शामिल होंगे. इसके अलावा सरकार ने अप्रैल सेक्टर में फिक्स टर्म एम्प्लॉयमेंट का भी रास्ता खोला है. यानी ये श्रमिक एक स्पेसिफिक टाइम पीरियड के लिए नियुक्त होंगे, लेकिन इस दौरान उन्हें वही सुविधा मिलेगी तो किसी परमानेंट कर्मचारी को मिलती है. क्योंकि टेक्सटाइल में एक स्थिति ऐसी होती है, बड़ा ऑर्डर आते समय बहुत लोगों को रखना पड़ता है. ऑर्डर डिलीवरी करने के बाद लोगों को छुट्टी देनी पड़ती है. हमने ऐसी व्यवस्था की है कि उसको परमानेंट जो बेनिफिट मिलते हैं वो भी इसके साथ मिलेंगे. इससे भी श्रमिकों की स्थिति में काफी सुधार आएगा. इनकम टैक्स एक्ट के तहत इस सेक्टर की कंपनियों को छूट दी गई है. ऐसी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स जहां कम से कम 100 श्रमिक है, वो किसी नए श्रमिक को 150 दिन तक रोजगार देती हैं तो भी उन्हें टैक्स में राहत दी जा रही है. Ladies and gentlemen, an integrated skill development scheme is also being implemented to address the critical gap of skilled manpower through industry-oriented training programs. Our strengths in manufacturing and export are backed up by our ability to develop world-class training and research institutes. The National Institute of Fashion Technology has a network of 16 professionally managed campuses. It has been playing a crucial role in benchmarking performance and processes in the areas of fashion, education, research, and training and consultancy. In the last few years, we have witnessed a very healthy competition among states to attract investment and industries in their respective states. As a result, there have been some major reforms that have taken place even in the states. Each state, in its own way, has tried to facilitate the establishment of new industries, including textiles. I think the time has now come for us to concentrate on textile exports in a big way. India is a country with diverse culture, fashion, and traditions. This diversity is clearly reflected in the clothing present in a different regions. We should catalog and map our clothing diversity and clearly earmark strengths and specialities of each state or a region. Each state should appoint nodal officers dedicated to a few well-known products who would facilitate producers and traders across the value chain. The intervention should start from production to exports of garments. It should meet the specific requirements of domestic as well as export markets. We should also formulate an action plan to study and map the requirements of people in large global markets and monitor new trends in fashion and textile in these areas on a real-time basis. Government councils and industry bodies should rise to the occasion in a spirit of cooperation. This would enable us to channelize our energies in meeting those requirements and give a boost to our exports. Friends, innovation and research are new mantras for growth and wealth generation. The textile industry will have to constantly innovate and research for growth and to tap new markets. For example, Fiji may be larger in some parts of the world. This may require clothing of a greater width than the normal size used in our country. For this, you may need to increase the width of the loom. Elsewhere, requirements may be different. Such attention to detail is necessary to attain leadership in export markets. Today, there is a demand for products with zero carbon footprint. Holistic lifestyle has become a buzzword. The market for organic dyes, clothes, and fabrics made of organic products is growing day by day. Our efforts should be to innovate in organic products. Apart from cotton and jute, we already have fabrics made of banana and bamboo fibers. There is a niche market for such products. Thus, there is a need for further research by our institutions like National Institutes of Fashion Technology and Scientific Industrial Research Institute to develop fabric from other sources. Ladies and gentlemen, our integrated textile clusters are compliant to global standards of environmental health safety. Textile producing states also have pro-industry policies in place to facilitate the required infrastructure for investments in textiles. I understand that over the next 2 days, you would have an opportunity to interact with a few state governments. Some of my cabinet colleagues will also interact with you. I'm sure you will find these sessions interesting and informative. I hope this event will help familiarize global and Indian leaders with India's enabling policy environment, strengths, and vast opportunities associated with the sector. This will help establish India as a valued partner for countries seeking sourcing and investment opportunities in India. I hope it will go a long way in realizing India's inherent potential to become one of the most significant textile and apparel sourcing and investment destinations. Ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by wishing you a very successful and productive 3 days in Gandhinagar. I call upon you to come invest and make textile in India. Thank you. Thank you very much.
कोटि कोटि धन्यवाद माननीय आपका प्रेरणा से भरपूर आपके संबोधन के लिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद माननीय आपका। अब हम ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर ऑफ स्टेट टेक्सटाइल श्री अजय टम्टा से अनुरोध करते हैं कि कृपया आभार प्रकट करें।
महात्मा मंदिर गांधीनगर गुजरात में अपने देश में पहली बार आयोजित हो रहे टेक्सटाइल इंडिया 2017 के कार्यक्रम में पधारे हमारे यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी का मैं एवं वस्त्र मंत्री स्मृति ईरानी जी धन्यवाद और आभार प्रकट करते हैं। आपने अपने व्यस्ततम कार्यक्रम के बावजूद भी इस कार्यक्रम में अपनी गौरवशाली उपस्थिति दी। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी के सबका साथ सबका विकास का संकल्प एवं मेक इन इंडिया की भावनाओं को आगे बढ़ाने में टेक्सटाइल इंडिया 2017 एक प्रयास है। आप इस प्रयास में अपना आशीर्वाद देने आए हैं। मैं मंच पर उपस्थित गुजरात के महामहिम राज्यपाल श्री ओम प्रकाश जी कोहली जी, आदरणीय मुख्यमंत्री श्री विजय जी रूपानी जी, उप मुख्यमंत्री आदरणीय नितिन जी का मैं धन्यवाद करता हूं, जिन्होंने अपनी सहभागिता से इस कार्यक्रम की शोभा बढ़ाई। हमारे सहयोगी राज्य आंध्र प्रदेश के मुख्यमंत्री श्री एन चंद्रबाबू नायडू जी का भी आभार एवं धन्यवाद प्रकट करता हूं, जिन्होंने इस कार्यक्रम को सफल बनाने हेतु अपना सहयोग दिया। मैं आभार व्यक्त करना चाहता हूं कर्नाटक, झारखंड, तेलंगाना, महाराष्ट्र, आसाम के वस्त्र मंत्रियों का, जिनकी इस कार्यक्रम के आयोजन में सक्रिय रूप से भागीदारी रही है। इंडिया बिजनेस काउंसिल यूके के सीईओ श्री रिचर्ड हेल जी तथा कोरिया के टेक्सटाइल मंडल के अध्यक्ष श्री की हाक सुंग जी और डेविड कमिंग्स अध्यक्ष यूएस पोलो सहित कई विदेशी कंपनियों के सीईओ जो यहाँ उपस्थित हैं का मैं आभार एवं धन्यवाद प्रकट करता हूँ तथा आशा करता हूँ कि भारत में अपने निवेश की क्षमताओं को और बढ़ाएंगे। साथ ही मंच पर आसीन श्री कुमार मंगलम बिरला जी, श्री गौतम हरिभाई सिंघानिया जी, श्री संजय जी एवं वस्त्र व्यापार से जुड़े दुनिया भर के अनेक उद्यमियों, बुनकरों और शिल्पकारों का आभार व धन्यवाद प्रकट करता हूं तथा आशा करता हूं कि अगले 3 दिनों में आप हमारे वस्त्र क्षेत्र एवं सोर्सिंग निवेश के अनुकूल हमारे अर्थतंत्र को पूरी तरह से समझ पाने में सक्षम होंगे। अतः एक बार फिर मैं आप सभी का टेक्सटाइल इंडिया 2017 में सहभागी बनने में आपका स्वागत और अभिनंदन करता हूं। जय हिंद। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
हेलो, धन्यवाद।